Hey all, welcome to Share Trek. This is Raj here, and I hope you guys had a great weekend. I had a good time. Of course, a little bit of allergy at the start of the week, but and the sore throat. Everything is fine now. I'm feeling much better. Hoping this week will go well. Today I have for you select stocks that I have looked at, which show promise of moving one direction or the other based on the technical indicators. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to stick my neck out and give some price targets as well. But friends, as you know, this is my personal opinion and it's not financial advice. So always do your due diligence before investing money in the stock market. Do your own investigations, talk to your financial advisor, and then take any decisions. Consider this as my thoughts on the stocks. Let's get started. So today I'm going to talk about CRISPR, Sarepta, JNJ, and Merck. These are 4 stocks in which I see some technical patterns that can potentially lead to some amount of profit taking. Let's get started. Let's get into the TradingView platform. Friends, we are here in the TradingView platform, and the first thing I just want to have a quick look at is going to be the NASDAQ futures. And just going to zoom it out. I'm going to go into a daytime view, 1 day per candle. And if I look at the candles out here, we can see that we are on a bull channel as far as NASDAQ futures is concerned. I don't see any reason to suspect that this bull trend has been broken. So I'm going to assume either there's a consolidation or moving up, but in any case, staying above this diagonal green line. That said, I'm going to go and have a look at the first stock that I was talking about, that is Crispr Therapeutics. So if you look at Crispr Therapeutics stock out here, you would see that there was a huge spike that happened. I think this particular spike happened because of the fact that we had economic data coming out, and there was a general feeling that inflation is going down and there is a potential for recession, and that interest rate cuts might come sooner rather than later. And that created a huge spurt across the market. But some stocks felt outsized reaction. Crispr Therapeutics is one of them. So I'm expecting Crispr Therapeutics to fall on Monday. And even if it did go up, I think it has to fall from 52.13. It will find it difficult to break this resistance. So look forward to that. And I think when Crispr Therapeutics falls, I think it should come all the way down to 47.88. So that's my expectation. So that's the first prediction I have here. And then the next one I want to talk about is going to be Sarepta. Sarepta provides a very, very strange kind of a situation. First, I would like to draw a support line out here. And I would like to put the support line right at this stage. And I'm going to make this green. So this is a support line at 117. So I'm expecting that the share will stay above 117. More so also because the 200-day simple moving average, 200-day exponential moving average, which is this thick white line, is also coinciding here. So it's a very, very strong support. And this pattern out here in Japanese candlestick pattern is called as the bearish harami, which means that the 50% of the time, 53% of the time, the next candle would be moving downwards. So it's indicating downward. But the fact that we have a huge gap down creates, according to our technical analysis methods, it creates a upward potential. So I'm expecting Sarepta to resolve this on Monday. And I'm looking for Sarepta to try and cover this gap down, which is a significant gap down. If I look at the last point, it was 137.25, and then the peak that was touched the day after was 131.33. So that's a very strong gap out there. So it's likely to move upwards. So I'm thinking that Sarepta is going to gain on Monday, and if it did not gain, it's definitely going to bounce up from here, and it has to cover this gap. So that's my prediction. So that said, let's go on to the other share that I was talking about. It's in the pharmaceuticals. Here we are in the chart for Johnson & Johnson, and as you can see, Johnson & Johnson has shown a huge jump out here. And if you look at the news article, you don't find anything that actually is a catalyst for Johnson & Johnson out here. other than the exuberance that we saw in the market after the economic release. So there's a huge gap up out here, and this huge gap up has got to be filled up. And I'm thinking that on Monday we're going to see JNJ come down. It needs to reach, let me draw a horizontal line out here. It needs to bounce off this line at 159.02 in order to fill the gaps effectively. And its path down is very, very difficult because there is strong support by the remaining 4 exponential moving averages. So we have 9-day, 20-day, 50-day, and 100-day exponential moving average all providing support. And as you can see, the RSI is also overbought out here. And MACD is bullish but tending towards the signal line. So I think it's going to be tipped over on Monday, and it will start its way down. So that's my thought process out here when it comes to JNJ. So this is what I have here for you guys. Next, let's go to Merck. If you look at Merck out here, I have drawn a series of lines out here to work out the double bottom. Merck is showing a true double bottom because the first bottom is lower than the second bottom, which is one of the conditions for a true double bottom. So it has happened here. This green line is my support line for the bottom of this formation. And then this red line out here is connecting the top points of both the bottoms. And I'm just going to adjust this a little bit. It's going to come here. Yeah. So this is where it is. And that's so the line that you see here, I'm going to change the color here so that you can see it clearly. Let me change the color to purple. No, purple is not visible. Okay, I've changed the color to pink so that you can distinguish it from other lines out there, because that's a price line that is clashing with us. So now if you look at this particular line, the principle for finding a target on a double bottom is to take this line, which is from the bottom of the lowest bottom all the way to the neckline, and put that length on top of the neckline to predict the target. So with this, I'm going to just try and see if I can bring the top low enough so that I can find out what's going to be the target. So I'm not able to do that in this chart. So I'm going to go into the weekly chart so that I can get a little bit of wriggle room to see a pricing out there. And with the weekly chart, if I take my cursor to the top, I can see a target of 122.62. So that's a $7.30 upside available on Merck, in my opinion. And now this is not just because of the double bottom, but if it was just a double bottom, then I would say that it's purely technical. But I have some news also which underpins Merck. Here is the first news item, which says Moderna and Merck's cancer vaccine plus Keytruda delays skin cancer return. And it has showed a good result out here. So an experimental mRNA cancer vaccine developed by Moderna Inc. and Merck cut the risk of death or recurrence of the most deadly skin cancer by 44% compared with Merck's immunotherapy Keytruda alone. So US researchers reported at a medical meeting on Sunday. The findings suggest that adding a personalized cancer vaccine based on mRNA technology to Keytruda, which revs up the immune response, could prolong the time patients have without recurrence or death. So this is going to be a positive catalyst both for Merck as well as for mRNA. So Moderna. So both of them are going to have a positive catalyst. So this is the first positive for Merck. The other news we have on Merck is to buy Prometheus Biosciences for $10.8 billion. And it says the agreement with Prometheus will accelerate our growing presence in immunology, where there remains substantial unmet patient need. This transaction adds diversity to our overall portfolio and is an important building block as we strengthen the sustainable innovation engine that will drive our growth well into the next decade. Prometheus is a clinical stage biotechnology company focusing on autoimmune treatments such as PRA023, a treatment under development for illnesses such as ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease. So this is the other positive development out here. Now, having seen the catalyst for Merck and Moderna, I want to look at the Moderna chart out here. And when I look at the Moderna chart, I can see that it's on a gentle bull channel. If I was to draw a line out here, This looks like a gentle bull channel. Let me change this. Give me 1 second. I'll dispose this off, come back here, use this line, which I had used before out here to draw that from here to here. So this is going to be the new support line. I'm going to color this green so that we can see this as a bull channel. So I'm potentially looking at this as a bull channel. This white line out here is the 200-day exponential moving average. So I'm going to ignore this for now. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the exponential moving averages and just look at the chart by itself. So in the chart, we can see that it's starting to move upwards, and our momentum is almost at average, and our MACD is just about ready to cross over the signal line to the bullish side. So I'm expecting that on Monday, Moderna will start moving a little bit upwards because now there is a new vaccine that's going to go in for melanoma treatment with the established drug from Merck. So that combination is going to feed into revenues for mRNA. If you dig a little deeper into the collaboration, Moderna and Merck expand mRNA cancer vaccines collaboration. This was a press release on May 3, 2018. It's been a while in the coming, and it says out here about the updated collaboration. This is the fourth collaboration between Merck and Moderna in the past 3 years. The Oncology Alliance builds upon an initial June 2016 agreement to jointly develop personalized mRNA cancer vaccine, combining Merck's established leadership in immuno-oncology with Moderna's pioneering mRNA vaccine platform and good manufacturing practices manufacturing capabilities. Under the 2016 Personal Cancer Vaccine Agreement, Merck made an upfront cash payment to Moderna of $200 million to discover and develop individually tailored cancer vaccines for patients across a spectrum of cancers through proof to concept. In November 2017, the company announced a key milestone with the first in-human dosing of mRNA 4157 and mRNA PCV. The phase 1 open-label dose escalation multi-center study in the United States will assess the safety, tolerability, and immunogenicity of mRNA 4157 alone in subjects with restricted solid tumors and in combination with Keytruda, an anti-PD-1 therapy in subjects with resectable solid tumors. So there has been an alliance here. I'm not able to get the exact amount of revenue that Moderna is likely to get. In search for the financial terms, I found this particular article out here, which says Moderna and Merck will jointly develop a cancer vaccine for high-risk melanoma patients. This article was dated 12th October 2022. And in this, I have some interesting information. It says the companies originally entered the agreement in 2016, but now Merck is exercising its option through a $250 million payment to Moderna. Merck will collaborate on the development and commercialization of the product. The companies will share all costs and profits equally. So this was on October 12, 2022, when they found that the vaccine was showing positive data. So $250 million has gone to Moderna, and they are going to share the costs and profits equally. So I can imagine that this is going to be very, very important for Moderna. Friends, if you recollect in my earlier videos when I had done a video on Moderna, I was saying that this particular company did very well due to COVID. We looked at its pipeline, and then what I mentioned was that they had to very quickly find some products because COVID vaccine revenue is only going to go down. I think they have found a successful product out here, so I expect that their share prices will start stabilizing and moving up. And this collaboration with Merck is a big deal for Moderna. They have grown very fast, they have grown very rapidly, and I can see that they have an impressive pipeline, and they are going to have more successful candidates coming up with more alliances. So this looks pretty bullish for Moderna. And that brings me to an end of this video. I thought I'll do something different today. I've given you some targets. I've given you some companies among the watch list that I have. We don't cover many of these companies on a daily basis, but I was looking at which of the companies had the biggest boost due to economic data on Thursday and Friday. I picked up those, I looked at patterns, and I found these 4 companies which are worth talking about, and accidentally we slipped upon Moderna as well due to Merck. So I hope you are able to capitalize on some of these opportunities. Again, these are all my personal opinion, not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence before investing any further. Thanks and have a great day. I'll be back with another video soon. Bye for now.